Hey, what's up, family? Thank you so much for your response, your feedback, your comments, your engagement. We really appreciate that. This is actually a video in response to a question that was asked on our previous episode where we looked at opposite sex friendships and marriage. Vincent asked this question, so we didn't want to just respond in text, one, because it was going to be long, but secondly, we want to take time to say, hey, thank you so much for engaging with us, and so we want to show our faces and be personal and respond in real time, as it were, to say thank you, right? So Vincent asks, I'd want to hear more from Black regarding him considering other girls as sisters. I'd want to hear how this plays out in practice and the changes to be implemented when crossing over into marriage. So again, just want to make this short. So 3 practical things I would say consider. 1, you and your future or current spouse have to collectively make the decision that you want this person, who I as a husband has been friends with, we want collectively as a couple this person to move from just being a friend or casual acquaintance, but to be somebody who we would consider family, somebody who's a sister, right? And practically what that means is that their door and your door are both open for you guys to cross over. What does that mean? It means we as a couple are spending time in their lives, they spending time in our home, in our lives, around our dinner table, which is a very important part of our lives, a very important part of marriage. But that this person is also on holiday with us. This person is with us when we're having good times. This person is with us when we're having bad times, right? Again, this could be elaborated, but firstly, it's a decision that you both make, that practically both your doors are open for each other to cross over. Secondly, this person has to then express a desire for the health of your marriage. What that means is that they don't care for me as somebody they've known for longer, but they care for us as a couple and the health of our marriage. So if I mess up, this person is not just taking my side, but that they will take the side of our marriage. Why? Because they care for the health of us as a couple. And collectively, me and my current spouse or my future spouse, we have made that decision that this person can occupy that space to have a voice that speaks into our marriage, right? And so that practically, that's what it would mean practically, that they have that room. We've given them that leeway and permission, and they could speak as objectively as possible. Thirdly, this person has an interest in us as a family, right? So if anything would happen to me, God forbid, this person would jump in, no questions asked. My wife and my children know that Aunt so-and-so would take care of them in my absence. And they know too that we would step in as a family in their lives. If anything would happen to them, we would care for their loved ones, right? Again, these things could be elaborated, but just 3 practical things. 1, this person really is taken on by us as a couple to say that they have a place in our lives that is going to be long term. They're not just a casual friend or somebody that we will leave along the way, but this is somebody we express the desire to keep in our lives for a very long time. Secondly, this person hasn't expressed their desire to care for us, the health of our marriage as a couple. And thirdly, they care for us as a family. They do exactly what family does. You step in when one family member is injured, you step in and you step up and you take their place, right? So for me, those would be 3 practical things. Again, they could be elaborated, but I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoy the rest of our content. Share this, watch our content, share it with other people who would benefit from it. Thank you so much that you've taken time to celebrate us becoming better husbands. Black, 2.5 husbands. See you on the next episode. All right. Peace.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to 2.5 Husbands, where we celebrate becoming better husbands.
It's 2.5, even though there are 3 husbands, and that's because at some point, one of us, if not all of us, was not fully the husband that we were supposed to be.
And that's why we actually come here on a weekly basis to discuss some of the issues that we face, some of the issues we are seeing around us, and we hope that the journey that we started with you and for you is going to benefit you,
and yours.
And we're back with another one, gentlemen.
That's right.
Gang.
Daddy is right.
Welcome
is
back.
why.
Daddy is right.
In the words of belief, welcome Black.
Welcome, Black.
Thank you.
Oh, sure. Welcome, Prince. Welcome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So today we've got a An inquiry.
Okay.
Inquire.
Yeah. Listen properly.
Let's do it.
Solocation.
Yevo.
City yes.
City, yes.
City no.
Uthi yini solocation ndoda?
Yini so
Yini.
Ukhulele eAmanskraal. Uyazi solocation. eAmanskraal benama solocation.
What is that?
what's your understanding of solocation?
And I think that's why I'm
As
like,
you're asking us.
my understanding of it is very poor because I've
Okay.
never gone on one, and my wife's never been on one.
Okay.
So
You guys are blessed.
yeah, yeah. Apparently,
Snap.
in the comments, maybe people will say we're not blessed. I don't feel like I need one, but anyway, to
Does
answer
she
your
feel like she
question,
needs one?
Yes.
no. If she had needed one, she would have communicated it.
Okay, fair.
How long have you guys
Also-
been married?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Maybe because I've been married for long that people want solocation.
Also, my love, if you do need a solocation, please don't put it in the comments. Just talk about it. Yeah.
Don't
Good?
expose us.
Yeah. We wanna. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
my understanding of it is a period in time. Hey, look at me, Merriam-Webster.
Come
A
on.
period in time.
Come on now.
In which half of a couple needs some time alone
Yevo.
that extends beyond
He's already
24
shaking his
hours.
head. He's already shaking his head, bro. He's like, nah, B.
All right, so clearly on the one side, we have a clear no. I don't know what are the other views there.
Yeah. So I think on my side, my understanding of a solocation is when a person goes on a vacation by themselves.
Yeah.
Right? The kind of thing I would do when I was unmarried.
Yeah, but that's a vacation.
Yeah.
So that it's half of a couple. Merriam-Webster.
Me, I like that clarification.
Yeah.
When you were unmarried,
Yeah.
just a vacation.
So I think
Hallelujah.
then people term solocation to explain that even though I'm married, I'm going away by myself.
Although I've heard people who are single who say they go on solocations. But I don't know how that works.
I mean, we are 2.5 husbands, so we're speaking about the context of marriage.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
cool.
100%.
Yeah, so I would stand by that where I'm like, it's a person wanting to go on a vacation by themselves.
And then how do you feel about it?
Hey, explain your side first. Explain what you understand.
Clearly, he's got a clear view of what he doesn't want to
I
happen.
can be and say,
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what a solocation
That's
is.
it. How do you feel about it? Why?
Me, let me just put that out there, Buffett.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
In the beginning,
Solocations are satanic.
hey,
Brigitte.
Let's go. Assembly.
Solocations are satanic. Listen, I would say I don't prefer them. I don't like them.
Hamba who? No.
Hamba way.
Hamba ha.
My stance,
Yes.
personally,
Yes.
I don't see myself ever going to my wife and saying, I want to go away by myself. I don't know.
And I think that's why I'm like, I never put any thought to it because I didn't think it was an option.
Hectic. Wait, now you.
Buffett, this episode is done.
You.
It's done, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never
Just
had my
the three
dad
of us.
go on a solocation.
I've never heard of my mom or
Like,
my
and this
dad.
is different. I think that's the important thing. This is
Yeah.
different from a business trip. It's different
Yeah.
from a bachelor trip.
Yeah.
It's different from what do girls call it? Bachelorette
Bachelorette.
trips.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is just Mina. I need to go breathe. Just
So,
some air.
Wait, so up to now, you've never heard of, or it has never come to your mind that either one person in a marriage would want to go away by themselves?
Listen, before now, I've never observed with my own 2 eyes.
Or heard with your own 2 ears?
It's a concept.
Not even as a hashtag.
I mean, but actually, I know solo dates. So that for me makes sense. And I think that's why I'm saying the
Sure.
solocation, when it's beyond 24, I'm like,
like this
Overnight.
man.
where are you sleeping?
I like this man.
You wanna go relax without me?
He's a Cape Town. I'm going on a solo date
but
to
that's-
Cape Town
that's-
for 4 days.
But that's not a date.
It's an expensive date.
There are levels to
Armachele.
these things.
Well, the argument could be we're paying for half because now if you're coming, it
Yeah.
should be more expensive.
I'm going on a solo
Okay,
date at a
okay.
solo location because it's expensive for us to go together.
Then it should have been too expensive for us to get married in the first place.
This man does not.
No, he's not there. He's not there. So again, from where I'm coming from, not a concept I've had to engage.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Because I've never gone to my wife and said I need a solocation. She's never come to me and said she needs a solocation. And so I'm like, oh, all right.
Okay.
This is an interesting conversation. I'm sure many gents or ladies are thinking the same. So I'm like, Like, what's happening? What are we saying?
So let's be
those with
fair. Let's be
experience.
fair before people think that I'm a dog. Right? Let's be fair. Right? And,
Is it injazan? Is it injazan?
and understand why, in this case, why
Yeah.
wives require solocations, right?
Right?
So I put it, and this is up for discussion.
Sure.
And we need to hear people, understand where they're coming from. Because I don't think our wives just out of the blue decide, I just want to be alone. Because then we have issues, right?
Yeah.
But, it's hard to run a household. It's hard to be a mother.
I need time out.
24. Yeah, work has been hard, I'm struggling mentally and I just need to breathe, just need to recalibrate my own thoughts. Blah, 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 blah. So those are some of the reasons I've heard,
Yeah.
right? So and so what would our response be? How do we navigate that? Because on one hand, you're watching this and you're hearing me say, hell no. And you think, well, probably don't care about my wife, her mental health, her well-being, blah, blah, blah. Which is not my stance.
Yeah.
Right? Then
Yeah.
I just need to leave her if that's where I'm at. And I don't care about her at that in those regards. So that could be one, right? You don't care, right? Or the other side, right? We just don't want to engage with the thing. Right?
Yeah.
We don't want to pay attention to it. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so what is our response? Where we at? Hearing those reasons,
Sure.
yeah.
So-
how would we engage with those?
I think on my side, it would mostly be about understanding or making an effort to understand how my wife, in this case, would be going through whatever she's going through and how she needs to process that, right? I have a different way of dealing with things, and by God's grace, she has her own way of dealing with things.
Yes.
So I think on my side, it would just mostly be about hearing her out and trying to understand what it is that she really wants. It's not about her spending 15K by herself.
Yeah,
it's not
sure,
about
sure,
her.
sure,
You get what I'm saying? There's something in what she wants to do that she's actually looking for.
Sure.
And I think on the other end, it's also then, and what are the implications of this being done?
100%.
Because as I
Long
said,
term.
Long term.
Yeah.
Because as I said on my side, I'm like, I know myself, I'm very selfish.
Yeah.
And going into marriage, I knew that I had to work actively against my selfishness. If I'm gonna wanna go on a solocation, I'm re-energizing or I'm feeding that monster.
Yeah, 100.
You get what I'm saying?
100.
And I can justify it by I need a break or life is tough, whatever the case is. But I know the implications on the negative side. I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
for my wife, though, I would want her to get to a point where then she makes sense out of it herself in terms of what are the implications of this thing that I'm asking for? Why is it that I need this? And what is it that I'm actually looking for? Do I need to rest?
Yeah.
Rest.
Yeah.
Do I need,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
100.
that would be my stance.
So what would the alternatives be then?
So, and interesting enough, you go to the alternatives because what I was thinking about in the sense of you need air, you need some time to recalibrate your thoughts, all of that stuff. I immediately went to solo dates. And I don't think I have an issue with solo dates. Like, you want to go watch a movie that you've been wanting to watch, none of your friends want to go watch it, go watch it, right? No issues there.
Yeah.
Or go to a spa day, spend the whole day there. Or even if you want to stay at home, kick me out. I'll go, I don't know, go
So
play
your problem
golf
is when she spends the night.
elsewhere.
Okay. But why is that an issue?
What doors are we leaving open?
Okay.
What if you figure out that I actually need attention from someone else, and now there's no one who's here to
Yeah.
give me the attention,
Yeah.
and FaceTime or WhatsApp video call is not working to get to my husband, then
But what if she doesn't even get to a point where she needs attention from anyone? What if she's just enough by herself? She's just happy.
and that's
by
where
herself.
I'm like, for me, this conversation is actually for me.
I'm glad you picked it up. I'm glad you picked it up.
If she's enough by herself,
No, she no.
why am I wearing this thing? If you are enough by yourself.
I'm glad you picked
Just
it up.
get a selfie
Because the
stick.
thing is,
yeah,
we can get to a point where we justify it to the ends of, but I just want to be by myself. And that can sound like a call for sanity, that I just want to be calm. But I'm just like, you teaching yourself or you encouraging yourself to be enough for yourself.
Hundreds. Bro.
That's a different chat.
What I'm trying to say with honeymoons, right, is that they served a specific purpose for the marriage. We came together, we went away from our normal routines, right, normal life, and we got to spend time together to build. Right?
Okay.
And I think that sets a precedence for a marriage.
Okay.
That whenever life does get hectic, life gets tough, we need to go away together, right?
Okay.
To recalibrate, to bond, blah, blah, blah. Do we need little breaks in between normal life? Yeah. Right?
Solo date.
Solo dates. But that's why we don't live in a bachelor. Go to the other room. There's a garden. Go to the garden. Simba said, "You want to kick me out? Kick me out." I think there's other ways that we can accommodate.
Sure.
All of the stuff. We don't need to get away because, which then I think we need to pick up on this, is all the stuff that's left open.
Yeah.
Right? I think, and that's why I call it satanic, and I know that's hard. Right? So please don't kill me.
You know how I lost us subscribers?
Yeah, you lost
Welcome.
Right. The reason why I call it that, right? Because I'm like, yes, I'm not saying that your wife is going to go to Mauritius and suddenly, because she's in Mauritius, she'll be tempted, right?
Paradise.
To go do stuff, whatever, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it could happen, though.
But it could also happen at home.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds.
While you're at work.
It could happen at work as well.
Yeah.
Right? But I am just saying there's more risk
Yeah.
when you go out alone in the same purpose that I think honeymoon serves.
Yeah.
Away from normal environment, you're thinking differently, you kind of taking time away from your normal patterns, your normal habits. I think there's space for good things to happen. Sure. That's why we go on vacations, right?
Sure.
There's the space for good things to happen. Similarly, I'm saying I don't think those good things or those habits that you pick up from going on a vacation should be happening alone if you're married. If you're a single person, hey man, go for 10,000 weeks, anginandaba, right? But if you're married, I think you then are building up habits that will later on trip you up, right?
Sure.
Which I could get back to because I just feel like now I'm just talking too much.
Which is where my question was, because you asked me, okay, but so is it just that it goes over 24 hours? Now it's an issue. And I'm like, I don't think it's that, because given what he's saying, and he can come in and correct me, I'm like, I'm also comfortable with you having that with your girls. Like, go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go get your air and do whatever thinking you need to do.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's the going alone piece. I think that's just like, I'm struggling with where to qualify it, and I think that's what I'm trying to also even make sense of in the context of the conversation. I mean, clearly we have Bosatani, and then
Bosataniki.
exactly, and then we'll have whatever other views stem from there. But I'm just like, I agree that there's a precedence, English, hallelujah, that we got there, that I'm like, actually, that's true. Because what I'm even envisioning and thinking of now is there a case where it now feels, and I don't know whether this is happening at a conscious or a subconscious level, where it's like, actually, really, all my problems are with this guy. And not, oh, actually, we've got...
And here's what I'm saying, bro. Here's what I'm saying. That a holiday gives you room to think about things that you wouldn't think about necessarily if you're in your normal life. Right? If you go on a solo date, yes, it's time to breathe. You are breathing.
Sure.
But you know you have to go back home. You know that you have to engage this guy.
Sure.
You know that you have to see your kids again, right? So I don't think that there's room for you to think about all the crazy, stupid things that you could think about when you're on holiday. Even when we're on holiday together, there's room for us to think about stupid things. But because we're together, I think that's a safety net that prevents us from actually going down the rabbit hole of thinking about stupid things.
Sure.
Bro, if your wife goes on a work trip and you home alone, right? Her mind is occupied because she's doing
Work stuff.
Sure.
But you've had time where you thought, yes, you're like you just think of all the stupid things, right?
Yeah.
Because she's not there. But the thing that prevents you from going to the logical conclusion of those stupid thoughts, English, is because you still have to wake up and go to work.
Amen.
If you have a kid, you still have to go wake up and feed your kid.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, normal life kind of prevents us, right? You know, because if you don't think that your mind can be as evil and as twisted,
then you've got
as it
bigger
could be,
problems.
then you have issues.
Yep.
Right? Then you trusting your heart or you trusting your mind, that's a whole other conversation. But my point is normal life, mfana, prevents me from going down the lot because then I'm occupied by things that I still have. I still have my boss, even if I'm not going to work, for example, and I'm taking leave, but I'm at home. I still have a kid. I still have to cook. I still have to whatever. I still have to do the garden. I have to go lock the gate. Whatever. I still have normal responsibilities that actually keep my mind occupied and sober me up to the reality that, listen, there might be 5 million things I don't like about my wife, but hey, we're building here. We're doing life together, right? But on holiday, I'm like, this could be my life, man.
Yeah.
Why do I need to go back to all that mess? Why do I need to go back to all the whining, da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you go and it's nice and it's refreshing? But yeah, sure, you can. But can you also go and come back with stupid thoughts? Hell yeah.
You also can. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, why should I risk coming back with stupid thoughts? That's all I'm saying.
What he said.
So, okay, I haven't had this conversation with my wife, and I think this is going to be a nice...
I actually haven't had
What are
this
your
conversation as well.
Oh, you haven't either. Have you had that conversation?
I've just thrown my comments.
Briefly. So I've had the conversation of my wife has expressed the solocations thing, right?
Okay.
But I don't think I had the words at the time. I was just like, I'm not about it. But I was also, because obviously I'm newly married, I'm like, there are a lot of things that I need to let go of on my side. Like a lot of things that I used to think and now
I.e.
actually
the
account for them.
selfishness,
Yes, you
your
get what I'm
trauma,
saying?
yeah?
So now I'm also just like, there are some things where maybe naturally I just be like, no. So when she said that internally, I was like, no. But I was like, dude, this is another human being. There's reasons why she's saying what she's saying. But on my side, I was just like, I don't think I had the right words. And for that, I was just like, I'm not going to engage at this point. But yeah, because I was then going to ask, how do we navigate these things, you know? Because it's not, and my thing is, I hear what you are saying, but I'm also just like, listening to that and looking at the conversation I've had with my wife, I'm just like, to some extent, when I spoke to her, I'm just like, actually, Prince, why would you say no? It doesn't sound like there's anything to it, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I think there's a wisdom that comes with being married for a while.
But you said it as well, dog, that there's possibilities to develop habits.
But you understand, that's also
doors.
speculative on my side, you know? I can think that because of what I've heard and what I've learned, but I also need to be mindful of
You
the
have
fact
a
that I can't
degree in
preempt.
medication. You know how the brain
I know how the brain works, but at the same time, I don't want to be
What
tempted.
does my medulla oblongata do?
Exactly. It obligatus.
What does my cortex? What is my freaking cortex?
Cerebral cortex.
Cortex.
My thing is, I don't want to preempt the future. I don't want to assume I know, especially as a person that is very strong-willed. I
I
can
hear
sometimes
you, I
then
hear
come off
you.
as, it's like, you're not God, Prince, you know?
Yeah, sure.
That's why I'm saying I would never go to my wife and suggest the solocation. If I struggle going on business trips,
Yep.
I struggle.
Yeah.
Like it's so much so that even before I got married, I changed positions at work so that they could accommodate me from having to travel.
Travel, yeah.
So I was just like, I'm not gonna do it. So even now, if I have like last week I went to Cape Town, I'm like, it was tough, bro. You know? And it's not that I was there thinking of stupid things, but I was just like, this is not the safe place for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No hundreds, bro.
So now let's flip it, right? Because there's those who've had the conversation, there's those who haven't, and those who might then have to have a conversation, right? So thinking of the people who are watching, and they're like, and like, my wife's been on a solocation before.
Currently,
She
she's on the
actually is planning a next one.
She is
Are y'all
watching this
saying-
episode from the
Hey,
solocation.
my man.
Exactly. Are y'all saying that, you know, the other half of husbands or husbands out there must now go and sort of lay it down here?
Go join her.
Nah,
Oh,
Some
just-
homo
just
join
arrive.
her. Just be like,
Surprise!
no, I'm saying it might not be an issue for you, bro. Don't hear me
Mm-hmm.
say what I say and think. And let me, before I even get into some of that, if my wife wants to go on a solocation, she's a grown woman. I'm not holding a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna call the elders.
Yeah, I want my lobola bag.
Yeah, I'm not going to call her mom and say she's not listening to me. I'm just telling her how I feel. That's how I feel. Here are my reservations. Here are some of the dangers I'm seeing. Here and where I don't want to be a half husband, right?
Yeah.
Somebody might think just because I don't want solocations, I'm a half husband. I disagree, right? What's the English word? Vehemently.
Yay!
Vehemently disagree.
Exactly.
Right? I think I'll be a half husband if I do not find. So solocation is one option.
Sure.
I'll be a half husband if I do not find, and I'm not exaggerating here, at least 100 other options to accommodate her on the need that she's trying to meet.
That's
with
good.
the solocation.
That's good, yeah.
My gig would be to say, here's my reservation with the solocation. I don't dig it. Here are my reasons. Think it's bad, everything I've said. But listen, here's a list of 100 things that I think could meet the same need.
Sure, that's good.
Right?
That's
So
good.
it has to be 100.
But the thing that I'm saying with that,
Yeah, I'm just protecting my brothers. I'm like,
no, the thing I'm saying with
maybe
that
5.
is, no, the thing I'm actually saying two things, right? One, I am saying you need to provide alternative.
Yes.
But secondly, what I'm saying is a lot of our husbands, I have husbands, because we sit like this and we just complain. No solutions. Just my wife,
Yeah.
my wife. We get on a podcast, wife, but we never come up with solutions.
Sure.
We don't become husbands.
Yeah.
We're not being husbands. You're supposed to lead. You're supposed to be setting a vision for your family.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be guiding.
You're supposed to
looking
guide the
after.
leisures as well.
Hundreds.
Yeah, because that
Dope.
influences the family culture.
Yes.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
yes.
are not creating the family culture,
Yeah.
then shut up, dog.
And
Don't
that's
tell us
so dope.
what you think about when it comes to solocations. Right?
Because beyond that, and I think we'll always circle around this, is you've also got to be able to articulate the reasons that you feel the way you feel. Okay?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
my
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
Because maybe she's got reasons that she can well articulate for you to be like,
This is
the
why.
reason why I need it.
Yeah.
You can't then just say, well, I'm in charge here.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's a dictatorship.
Observe what I'm saying. and,
Yeah.
oh no, she doesn't listen to me and whatever. But to your point, step out. And I think the last piece that for me clicked is you're guiding the leisure for your family. Because it is about the culture that we're creating. And I'm like, actually vacations have always been, to your point, taking your family out of the noise so you can build
That's
unity.
Good. That's good.
Relationships. Yes, you'll fight over tea or whatever while you're on the vacation. But I'm now thinking of the family vacations we've had. Sure, it's a unifying
To the
experience.
Maldives.
Yeah. Well,
So here's the thing though, and this
nice.
is
Have you been to the Maldives?
it's the Maldives.
so my thing is,
This guy was at the Maldives.
with his wife,
Yeah, and not a solocation.
not a solocation. I wanted to then ask, because you made the point of how when we guide the leisures, in terms of at least you take your family out of a certain environment so that you can offer relief, blah, 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 blah. What if, or to the people who are out there justifying it by saying, listen, me going away is going to benefit the family because I'm going to come back in a better state of mind.
Yeah.
You can do that
No, hundreds.
in
That's what.
that day. I don't have an issue. Like, do it. Do it.
So Simba is fine
Even go with your girls.
with his wife,
Go.
going somewhere, coming back to sleep. Going somewhere, coming back to sleep.
Or go with your friends.
So
Or with your family.
My answer's still the same, bro. My answer's still the same. I would say, dope, I see the need, right? What are 500 other ways I can provide to meet that need? How do I make sure that you are... Because the thing is not, I'm going away, and therefore, I'll be better for the family. No, your main concern is to be better for the family. How do I meet that need? As a husband, right?
You meet it by allowing me to go.
No, that's one way we can meet that need. But there could be 500 other ways.
So I'm saying this because obviously, and not to sound polarizing.
Should we take the kid to the grandmother's house? I'll go stay in the study. You can be in the house. Should I come back home late so that you have more time? But we can work this thing out.
So, but my thing is,
that you're better.
I'm saying this because we do live in a space and time where we will hear people speaking about you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to focus on yours. You need to love yourself. You need to self-love, self-love.
We were with you until you went there.
Yeah. Born again.
This is the world we live in, gents.
Yeah.
These are things I personally don't subscribe to.
Yes.
But I'm like, it is a reality.
No, there's hundreds.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's my thing where I'm just like, you'd find people then saying, if I can't go away and spend time by myself,
that's my love language. Yeah. That's how I'm wired.
Self-love.
Okay.
Hashtag self-love.
Hey!
What do we then say to those people? You know?
What do you say, Prince? What do you say to
No. I've got controversial views. I don't want
This is on the interwebs.
I have controversial views
What do
about
you
self-love and pouring from an empty cup and all of that. But I'm speaking out of what I've heard.
Okay, bro, let me tell you, we came together because we both recognized, and maybe if you didn't recognize this, maybe it's time for us to think about it, right? But we came together because we realized that as single people, we couldn't do this life thing effectively. We thought coming together, mashing our resources, our time, our energy, chemistry, whatever, is going to help us, right, to do this life thing better, right? So if we together and you are feeling very empty and you need to be poured into, right? It's not your fault. It's our fault.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
We came together.
Yeah.
So that we can both be filled to do this life thing effectively together. So if you're empty, right? We're a soccer team, whatever, basketball team, right? And Simba is just not scoring, Buffett. He's not doing his thing, right? If we all sit here and blame it on Simba's skill or whatever, I think we're just minimizing the issue.
Yeah.
How are we helping Simba as a team?
Yeah.
Right? This is a team sport. We came together. Unless team, one-on-one. Go do your thing, right?
1v1.
Yeah. But if team sport in Faraka, we are together. So Simba is struggling. How do we help Simba? Right? That's a team discussion. All of us pull together to help Simba, to pour into Simba.
Sure.
So I am saying, how do we find ways together to pour into you? Right? And maybe that's the thing, wives. Just tell us this at the beginning. When I'm proposing, say, by the way,
I come with
solocations, I think, so I can say, by the way,
you're satanic.
Bye-bye.
I hear you.
Bye-bye. Because when I came in, you were like, yo, dog, I can see how my life will be better because you are in it. Right? But now, when life is showing you flames, you're seeing that life will be better.
When you're alone.
Far from me.
Sure.
Right? I'm like, no. And maybe I'm the cause of why you feel empty. If we don't fix that, I'm not going to get helped. If I'm not helped, you are still going to be empty.
And you'll keep needing the solocation.
You'll still keep needing the solocation. So we're not getting to the issue. The thing I'm saying with solocations is what is at the bottom. I'm creating family culture. I need to find that thing as a leader.
Yeah.
I need to go to that thing and say, hey, there's alternatives to how we fix
We
this
can
thing.
do this.
Okay, then maybe changing gears to on a lighter note, because you're getting fired up. On a lighter note, then, what if it's something that she just always wanted to do? It's not about
There were many
we are
things.
in pressure, and because we're in pressure, I want to leave.
I just do it in jail for fun.
I've always just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what if that's the reason?
That time came and went.
Miami, my God.
Look, again, this is me fleshing out my thinking, and I agree with a lot of what he's saying. Where I'm like, okay, we're setting a precedence now where When it gets hot, I'm out. Fine, we put that aside. Now
Yeah,
we
yeah.
say,
Not
no,
about
no,
it.
but
That's
I've
always
always
something,
wanted
yeah.
to do it. And I'm like, okay. But if I always wanted to go to Timbuktu and you are allergic to Timbuktu, well, I'm not going anymore. So how...
I've
why
always
is that
wanted to
different?
pack my bags and go to a village somewhere and just live with those people.
Yeah.
But I chose you.
And you don't want to...
So
you
are
don't want
you
village life.
saying, are we saying when we got into marriage or when a person gets into marriage?
Just find better dreams and better ambitions and solocations.
And say no to self-love.
Hey.
That's the controversy I don't want to get into.
I know that's the
But
next
yeah,
episode.
You're going to say if
No,
people get into marriage.
Yeah, so if people get into marriage, then there are a lot of dreams and ambitions that they had before marriage that they actually need to then reevaluate. So things like solocations.
Yeah, so
Even though it
that's
was like
true.
innocent, like I'm just like wanted to be a backpack house. I think that's what they called. When you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So are we saying that
Maramfana, this goes back to what I was saying, dog.
Okay.
If that's your dream, that you wanted to go on a solocation, that's your dream. The minute you said your life would be better because I'm in it, it contradicts that dream, Joe.
Sure. The same way maybe if as a man you wanted to always be a missionary
Yeah.
and then you felt like God was leading you into marriage.
Yeah.
It's going to impact that in some way if your wife is like, nah, B.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of the package.
When I say I'm getting a child,
Sure.
getting a wife,
Sure.
all those other things I wanted to do in my lonesome, I am...
Have that sports car, go on that trip.
Mvanaka, now I have to buy an SUV. I can't buy a Ferrari.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I forsook the Ferrari so that I could buy a Baki. So maybe just to end there, I think you said it, when we come into marriage, there's a whole lot of other things we need to sacrifice,
Yeah.
forsake, leave. But I think there's things that we'll have to cut, but most things I think we have to find ways to change how they would look. You know? So certain trips, dreams, blah, 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 look differently when I was alone. How does this dream now look like with my wife? Right? How does this dream look like now with a wife and a child? So I think even this idea of solocation, there's people who wanted to travel Europe, do it.
Euro tour.
Yeah. Go, Mbana. Don't get married. Go do it. We still have money. If you're broke and you think getting married will increase your finances so that you go in a solocation, aye, baba. These are our resources. They're not yours anymore. Aye? So that dream has to look different.
Yeah.
You're going to go backpacking in Europe with your husband now. You're going to go backpacking in Europe with a husband and the children. Okay? You're not backpacking. The dream is still there. It's being achieved, but now the
different.
people that you invited into your life are there. And if you watched our friendship episode, we said that if I'm cutting Sipat, because I'm prioritizing you. Luwena, prioritizing.
Bars.
We're backpacking.
This is the part where the wife says, yes, daddy.
Daddy's right.
Daddy's right.
That is why I
Daddy's
married
right.
him.
Daddy's right. Hectic. Okay.
Anyway, that's me, bro.
But that's I think if a person doesn't hear the intention behind what you are saying, it can easily sound like you're being selfish, or it can easily sound like you're being inconsiderate. But I think to the point that you made, it's also about bearing in mind that you've now committed to something that you believe was greater.
Sure.
So now take the package as it comes.
Yep.
You know, there are some dreams that we will probably need to let go of that we had in our single years.
Yep.
I'll always just think of cars because I'm just like, that's the quickest thing that comes to mind. But if I always wanted a certain car, now I might not be able to get it because I'm married.
Yeah.
And that's not to make my wife look bad or my partner to look bad. But it's just that you have to understand there's the leaving and the cleaving. You know, there's what you let go of as you then now adopt this new identity, if I can put it that way, of a husband or a wife.
No, that's dope.
Sure.
And I think maybe as parting shots thing. So we've got context now into the yes and the no.
Yes.
How You know what? Let's not add complexity. We've got context into the yes and the no.
Yeah.
I think I am sort of now on the side of a no with caveats, which is how do we find ways to facilitate that actual deeper need that you have?
Yeah.
And if I ever feel, because it might sound like we're saying we will never feel like we need them. I'm like, if
No,
I
we
ever
need
need
those
one, even
days.
I need to understand
When
what's
we are
the
being half husbands, we need those days.
undertone of why I would want this.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not on that. You're closing.
No, he's never had issues in his
Yeah,
marriage.
no,
It's
he's like, nah.
No, I have issues. I just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to be away from my wife on holiday.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Even
parting
with the
thoughts.
No, yeah. So yeah, my parting shot, I would say, is that I don't advise for solocations. And I would say I don't advise because I don't wanna also sound like I rule with an iron fist or I put my foot down and I'm inconsiderate of my partner or anyone else's feelings. But it's not something I would advise to a couple I cared for. It's not something I would advise to a brother or a sister that I cared for. I don't think it's wise to do something like a solocation, personally. You know, I think to the point you made, there are other ways there. Let's look at the other 100 opportunities that are there for us to meet the same need, just in a different way.
Okay.
Bro, I don't think we get to the picture of being 80-year-olds in the park, at the beach, holding hands,
Sure.
thinking about our grandkids and the life our kids have lived and all that we've done. I don't think we get there through a series of solocations.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
I think we get there holding hands as 80-year-olds with gray hair, crusty skin, because we have been fighting to stay together.
Sure.
Because we found ways of how to help each other,
Yeah.
mental relief, physical relief, whatever relief we needed. We've been cleaving, bro, and doing this thing together.
Yeah.
When you were struggling, I was struggling 5 times harder as a husband, trying to find ways of how to help you. And we sit 100 years, 80 years from now, holding each other, bro. We can't even walk, but we're not gonna let go of each other's hands because of a bunch of series of events where we were cleaving and holding and cleaving and holding.
That's good. That's
not
good.
a bunch of solocations.
That's good.
That's me, dog.
All right. So, whatever spectrum you land upon, whether it's on the extreme end of a yes or it's the extreme end of a no, I think there's a lot of consideration around what's undergirding.
Oh.
English.
Oh.
It's there in the dictionary.
Artemis.
Tick. Undergirding the desire to want to have some time alone. And what you want to ensure is that time alone doesn't result in separation forever.
Jeez.
Amen.
Mic drop.
Done.
Hamba negini. Hamba queen.
2.5. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Don't be half husbands.